So when I left this morning to go to the gym, we're Sunday, and yeah, it's a widescreen. I thought I would do a video talking about my day, what triggers me and how I'm trying to avoid being triggered. There's a lot of things that trigger me in terms of either thoughts in my mind or, as it was this morning, conversations I'm having with people online as I'm trying to make relationships, but then there's a reason why I don't have relationships because I get triggered by certain things. I don't feel like doing that right now. If you want me to do that, maybe I'll do it tonight or tomorrow, but just give me leave me a note, a comment, so I'll do it, because right now I feel good. So I'm not in that mindset. But what I also want to do is, and this has been on my mind for a couple of days, is show how I've been improving my ability to get views on my fitness channel. And now it's not huge because it's such a competitive environment and things don't get seen, and I don't stand out in it, you know. It all goes in liaison, or it ties into my ability to make relationships and stick with something and just grow it. So it's all helpful in my mental health, believe it or not. So what I did was, on this channel I don't have to. I just put out the videos. I don't promote it on any Facebook groups or anything. I try to. Trust me, I try to. The Facebook groups that I try to promote the video on don't allow you to do it. So I just recently withdrew from those groups because the main reason I've been going to like therapy. I started with something that was based on cognitive behavioral therapy. It wasn't a therapist, it was just like a group, not an AA meeting, but similar. It's a group where people help each other out, you know, and there's a leader. And then I went to another one which was called Recovery, which is based on Dr. Lowe, someone in Chicago who made this protocol that people follow. And then I went to a human relations group where I was paying money to take a year to kind of look into myself and eventually become a therapist in that type of field, but I didn't want to do that. But I got what I got. I kind of grew out of a lot of things. My first therapy was in 2015 or 14 in LA. I was dating someone there, a complete narcissist. Or worse, but I managed to get into a group and I loved it. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. So the reason I removed myself from the Facebook groups is because I don't like being stuck in that. I didn't think it was healthy. You know what I mean? There was a site, I don't know if he's around, I think he changed his name, but I have a couple videos where I was talking about his videos. I forget his name. And his business was actually, people were asking questions and he would give us advice, and it seems like he'd always be triggered. And that's not cool, you know what I mean? You're purposely keeping yourself in that negative state. How do you develop from there, you know what I mean? So, I'm about the progression and growing, so you have to know when to leave something. In my case, I have to know when to leave something when it's truly the right leaving, as opposed to leaving a situation because I'm afraid of the pain in confronting it. There's a difference, because I do that. But for the Facebook groups, I didn't do it because, first of all, I wasn't reading any of this stuff. They wouldn't allow me to post videos, and I wasn't there to give advice to people. You know what I mean? So hearing people talk, like, narcissistic survival or whatever, like these, and someone was talking about the narc. They were always talking about the narc, and it just like, dwelling on that negative, and people giving advice, and it was just like, I'd rather watch World Star, you know what I mean? World Star Hip Hop, getting people getting the shit beat out of them and filmed. I'd rather watch that, and I don't want to watch that, than go on to one of those chat boards, because I don't know. That's just my feeling. So it didn't serve a purpose for me. So I finally, unliked all of them so I don't get their notifications. So that's why I don't, I might try to find other ways to get into the community on YouTube. I haven't made an effort, because I know there's a lot of people infiltrate the comment section and to get supply and stuff like that. It's weird. So I haven't thought about doing it, but I've been thinking about doing it for the fitness, because my fitness channel doesn't, well, first of all, I'm not posting every day, which is something I'm going to do. Maybe post from my phone, like to make it as simple as possible. I've been hesitant, and this channel seems to be a lot easier to do. But that being said, I made a video which I edited and I uploaded about 3 months ago, and the way the algorithms work on YouTube, it's not going to move much. It's not going to get many views. So what I did was, unless you have a video that talks about someone that's trending, which will get more views, and depending on how fast you do it, if you're one of the first ones to do it, you might get a lot of views. But if you're like at the tail end, you'll get some views, That's what I've learned. And a lot of people, they base channels on just talking about trending things. Not that interested, but I'm slowly getting into things that interest me and being able to talk about it and to do it quickly and upload it so that it gets views. It's about timeliness too. So I put together a video, how to build muscle without protein, but it was basically a video on a blog that I did. I have a blog that I'm trying to get up, and it was the video version, but I titled it differently for the video, because when you do YouTube, you have to kind of make something catchy. For the blog, it has to take time before the Google meta crawlers catch it and see where they rank it. So I have no idea where it's going to rank. But it's different than the YouTube. See, I'm learning all this stuff. The trick is to be able to do all of it, the social media and the YouTube and the blog, in a timely manner. And that's where, if I'm a perfectionist or if I'm hard on myself, it'll stop me and I'll lose a lot of time. You know what I mean? Whereas now I take my phone to the gym and I'm doing it and I love doing it. But it's only been a short time. So now that I'm on a wave and I see that it's working, it's very promising. So what I did was, I decided to go back to Facebook, because I promoted it on my Instagram, and it kind of gets lost. I'll probably have to promote it a different way at different times, or when I do more videos, promote that, and then constantly, like every few, 10 to 20 posts on Instagram, promote a video, so people look at it, and some people don't look at it, they don't read the post, But on Facebook, there's groups, in the fitness groups, yes, there's a lot that don't allow me to post either, but somehow, when I figured out how Instagram worked, in terms of finding out people and hashtags properly, I had an idea, but I didn't have it completely, and I kind of gave up, and then I was in a good mood, and I was re-listening to Gary Vee videos, and then it kind of eventually clicked. That's kind of the thing. It takes me a while, ups and downs, and then when it clicks, it's like, oh, you know, the aha moment. So, and even then, it was like only maybe 90% clicked, and then I had to kind of figure it out, because like in Instagram, you can go to look people up for tags, look people up in locations and places and names, and so you figure, and then you look through the photos, and then what if they're always repeating, but if you go to the most recent and you do that every day, and you comment on their page and all that, you engage them. And I was always afraid to engage. Don't get me wrong, I've tried this many years ago, and I'll do a little bit and try it, and then it'll be too hard. Now it seems, because my main priority is to make relationships, but to keep the expectations low, just to engage, something seems more congruent. So it seems more possible for me. I see the hope in doing this. But I didn't do that for this video. What I did was, when I saw, I looked up fitness, and then I saw there were groups, and then I saw it kind of has the same type of categorization that Instagram has in a way. I was like, oh. So I went to groups, and I found more groups than I found initially. I tried to promote this as a blog several months ago. It got some traction, and then some people removed it and stuff. And I gotta not be down on myself when people remove it, or they say this isn't right for this, or they don't accept you joining the closed group, or whatever it may be. You just keep going. And I'm not going to sit there and read all the posts on these channels on Facebook because they don't interest me. I was with one, and I think I'm still liking it, but I tried to engage in it and I couldn't. It was just too much BS for me. People talking about their P90X, about this, about that, about that. It wasn't for me. But the guy it'd be so engaged. I might see if I'm still there and post there. I don't know if I did. But I found other ones. That's my point. And I found with the phone it was easier to kind of go, try to get permission to get in there, and then post. And a few people sent me messages saying we removed it or whatever. And you just keep it moving. And it didn't affect me as much because I got some traction. Now mind you, I didn't get like tens and thousands. I got 81 views. It was stuck at, I'd say 12 views, and then by the time I started doing this, it had maybe 21. So I got like 60 views by putting it on many different groups, and whoever accepted it, and you'd get one or two people like looking at it. And then maybe they look at the video. It adds up. That's 60, let's say 60 different people. Now it's a lot of work. Initially I did that, I had meetup groups, if you know meetup.com. Some of my earlier videos, or mid-range, in the Fitness David Montreal channel, I had put videos on my meetups, because meetup initially it was great. You put together a channel, you pay $20 a month, but it was to go for walking. That was my group. And you get so many people there on the channel, sign up, sign up, sign up. But the thing with Meetup is they don't come. It gets frustrating. Or they'll come once, But then I got a channel from someone else. So basically I had thousands of people who could possibly see the video. So I was using that to get views to my YouTube. And then it kind of died off a bit, but I would get like maybe 50 views or something, let's say, by the time it all died off, And at that time I was like, fuck this, it's not working. Now you see me doing it and I'm getting 60 extra views and I'm working harder because I see it better. I see the positivity. I see where that's what I have to do. I have to put up a video on this not on this channel, on the Fitness David channel, and then I have to take some time to promote it. And now that I see it, it's like, oh, okay. And be happy that it has some traction. And just build it from there. Be happy. Being with the present. Being happy and accepting what your present is. I'm getting some views. I accept that. And I know I can get better as the algorithms get better, you know, as you keep doing that. And I've learned it the hard way, having, 10 years trying to do YouTube and going up and down with the voices in my head, because of the way I thought about myself negatively, and then not getting validation from people on the outside. So I was like, fuck this. But then seeing people doing it, and then some people saying how they did, and then seeing how people's channels are growing, and seeing that I didn't need to be super edited or whatever, it's more putting myself more into action and seeing the whole thing necessary to get to where you want to go. Some people do just post something that gets a lot of views. Those are exceptions, right? So that's the work involved, and that's what I wanted to talk about, and I've been talking about just now, and I'm happy for that. I'm content. I'm like, okay, it's good. So once again, if you want to hear about what triggers me and what and why, and what triggers my sense of abandonment, and like, I've been able as of late, and this has been, I've always been self-aware, but not that self-aware with the therapy thing, trying to get things that I don't know about myself and really hone into what I need to work on. And then trying to work on it at the time it happens. It's like exercise. I've been exercising for well over 30 years. And the more you're aware of it, it takes time, It's trial and error. It takes time to figure out that something you're doing isn't working, and then to switch it. And then maybe go back to it because maybe there was something that you needed to change that was so minute. So, if you want to hear about that, I'd be happy to tell it. Maybe when I get into the point that I'm triggered, I might pull out the camera and do it, but it's not always the case. So I'm thinking right now, is this still on? Yeah. That if I could make this like a daily check-in, I don't know if I'd have a lot to say every day, but if I could keep it like a daily check-in, that would be cool for me, and hopefully for other people watching this. So it gives me a reason to do it, it was kind of like a diary. I don't watch my videos. I shoot it, I upload it, and then I forget about it. I don't look it over. I don't want to see it. But I have, as of late, scrolled through the past and go, oh, I did videos on that and that, and that's kind of, I like that, There's a timestamp to what I went through at certain times, and I like that. So maybe eventually I might watch some videos, but I don't know. I see now that I'm talking that I'm better at them now, communicating better, expressing myself a little bit better than I have 3 years ago when I started this. 3 years ago it was very tough, and then sometimes I would just try to force myself to say something. Yeah, hit me up.